Hello everyone, this is your host Rohan Tandel from InnoHealth Magazine Studio. I welcome you to this podcast produced by InnovatioCuris with a mission to spread awareness and knowledge of various facets of healthcare innovation. This podcast is the fourth in the series Voices of IC Innovator from InnoHealth Magazine, first magazine in India on healthcare innovations. In this series, we would be exploring the essence of the IC InnovatorCLUB through its club members' perspectives. Today, we are going to have a conversation with our guest speaker, Advocate Rabin Majumder, who has been an advocate in the Supreme Court of India since 2002. He is an ex-defense personnel from Indian Air Force, having served 15 years in engineering branch. He has completed the certificate course in commercial mediation and negotiation from the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs under the aegis of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. Welcome, Advocate Rabin, to our podcast. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. And we have been missing that InnovatioCuris club very much due to this pandemic situation. But yes, love to join anytime and every time.
So it's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
So now coming to the podcast, let me elaborate on the flow of this podcast. I'll be asking you a series of questions and we may discuss your views and opinions on it. So let us begin, sir.
All right.
Through our career, we have various experiences giving us important life lessons or maybe some career lessons too. Some of which we make the realization in our early stages and some take a lot of time in making such realizations. So my question to you is that what is the one thing or that one lesson that you wish you knew at the start of your career?
It's a very, very tough question, although simple is the question, but answering is very, very tough. But yes, if you want me to answer you one line, then process to reach goal of today, I wish I knew at the beginning of my career.
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Coming to the next question, we use many things to grow in life and our career. So we can say books, technology, media, maybe some codes or something similar to that. But not all the resources impact our life equally. So tell me, what are the resources that had a major influence on you as a professional or as an individual?
See, in general, what I have been feeling since beginning of my career, rather before joining the Air Force, and then quitting Air Force and then joining a legal profession. But there is a dearth of the scarcity of the good doctor and good lawyer and good human being. So I think this drove me to reach out to Air Force and then switching another career is a lawyer career. Now, since pandemic has happened, now I have also a third career change I am planning to, that is the commercial mediation. Yeah, that is what I feel it was a resource in my present career.
True, sir. Resources can be of various forms, and how we take resources and use them to advance in our career depends on person. So that was amazing resources, sir.
Yeah.
So like resources, we come across many personalities, many people who may become our role models. So what I would like to ask to you is which person or who are the people you idealize and why?
Teacher in general, no specific instance or person I can name today after almost 35 years of my professional life. But yes, at different stage, at different time, the hero of mine changed. When I was a student, teacher was hero. Then when I joined Air Force's good officers were also my hero. And then I joined my legal profession. There also we find a very good lawyers. They are also my heroes. So that goalpost for the heroism has changed over time.
Yeah, sir. Advancing in career is, a process, slow process, and changing idols by observing someone in that particular industry or say field, we advance a lot. And I feel that that's a good way to idolize people rather than just keeping one person and taking that ideology and going ahead.
Thank you.
So talking about career, many people faces various hardships. So I would like to know some of the hardships you faced in your career and how you found inspiration from such situations.
See, the basic hardship is always a challenge to oneself is the time. How do you manage time? Because time is only something that to achieve power that has been always scary, right? And another resources I found out that devotion to tough training. Being basically I'm a Fauji. So I'm a Fauji by heart and lawyer by profession. So, and it is a continuous process. So that's why the resources is always one, the devotion and sticking to the time and achievement that way.
True, sir. In your field, the amount of devotion that you give is far more than what many of our generation give. So you are truly an inspiration for our generation.
Okay, thank you.
Besides your current profession, what profession would you like to explore?
Yeah, this is the very easiest question for me. Especially, it has influenced this commercial. This mediation. This pandemic has influenced me switching for a third career. I'm very much seriously planning to switch to commercial mediation. Very, very much. And this I will be exploring, and I have started exploring also. That is why I have done my IICA course on commercial mediation and negotiations.
Great, sir.
Thank you.
Coming to the next question. What is the activity that you do that makes you feel your best self, or say rejuvenate you from the daily workload and stress?
Only one thing, being in the newspaper reading, be it as a hard copy newspaper, which is in the morning only, and then gaining the update of the news by news scrolling in the digital media. And the first and the foremost is the Twitter, from where I get the immediate news and all through the day.
Moving ahead, I would like to talk about IC InnovatorCLUB. What I would like to ask is what it means for you to be a member of IC InnovatorCLUB.
Yeah, very good question. In fact, the IC Innovator Club, in fact, gave me a big thinking that yes, professionals can meet, professionals can discuss, and at the same time, the networking is a long-term thing that happens, right? So, Innovator Club has already given these three kinds of opportunity to me, like to many other people. It gives really a platform to meet and discuss with the people with open minds. And people with open minds, according to me, are only the potential innovator. And IC Innovator Club helps me meeting people with the open mind and innovative qualities. Thank you for this thing, especially.
Moving ahead, I would like to ask what are the functions that this club performs and how does it help a member to grow as an individual?
That's why, as I said, this meeting, discussing, and networking, perhaps it is a commercial goal or business goal or career goal, but ultimately it helps the exchange of ideas, of innovation, especially, and which helps the society also. So, IC Innovator Club helps us that way. Too much into it, and we appreciate the person who is handling the whole show and also who has invented this innovation of club meetings.
True, sir. Dr. VK Singh is surely a great personality and
Sergeant
person to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, sir.
He has been the patriarch of this movement, although he did not meet for long time. But yes, I admire of him. Perhaps he is my hero here.
Not many people think of such an idea to bring people from various kind of industry and experts from various industry and collaborating them to do some innovation and without the thought of making profit. So truly we are thankful to him.
Exactly. My salute to him.
Moving ahead, the definition of innovation is different for each and every individual. So I would like to know, what does innovation mean to you, considering the healthcare industry?
See, if you consider the healthcare per se, so means it only involves the human body, right? But part of the human body and the healthcare attention to it is also a society driven. So it is changing socio-psycho health and behavioral approach or behavioral streams of the individuals in general and the society at large. Innovation is a mandate and not an optional thing, which the IC Innovator Club helps us knowing the things in advance and discussing also and creating the sentiment as well.
At last, I would like to ask you, where can our listeners connect to you?
Yeah, I am very much into LinkedIn, which I have almost 600 members to follow. They are also following me and I am also following them. Not 600, 6,000. Then I am, as I said, I am almost, as long as I remain awake, Twitter is my next digital friend every time and anytime. And of course, WhatsApp also. But I prefer the LinkedIn and Twitter for a professional, for an innovator to mind every time. So anyone can reach me out to see the LinkedIn profile and Twitter profile also and my inputs there. Thank you.
The link to connect with our guest, Advocate Rabin Majumder, will be down in the description. To conclude, I would like to thank you, Advocate Rabin, for joining us on the podcast. It was my pleasure to have a conversation with you.
Thank you, Rohan, and convey my regards and pranam to Sergeant General Dr. V.K. Singh. He has been my guru also, and I'm missing him for very much, very, very much.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and I wish every success for the Innovator Club.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I would also like to call out to our audience to leave a comment with a review and let us know whether you like the podcast. Drop down a comment if you have a podcast idea or recommendation. You can also connect with us if you have a healthcare innovation journey of your own to be a part of our podcast series. And for more such content on healthcare and innovation, visit innohealthmagazine.com. Stay safe. Goodbye from your host, Rohan Tandil from the InnoHealth Magazine studio. Thank you.